Hobart retailers are calling on the Tasmanian government to announce when cruise ships will be allowed back into the state. Key points. An industry figure says it is more than likely cruise ships will return to Australia around the middle of the year. An industry figure says it is more than likely cruise ships will return to Australia around the middle of the year. Before the pandemic, cruise tourism contributed $100 million to the Tasmanian economy. Before the pandemic, cruise tourism contributed $100 million to the Tasmanian economy. Tasmanian retailers are seeking clarity around the date of the expected return. International cruise ships will be allowed to enter Australia on April 17th, following a 2-year ban. But the world's largest cruise association has said cruise ships are unlikely to return until mid-year. A spokesman for the Cruise Lines International Association, Joel Katz, said it would take months for new protocols to be put in place. "We're still not going to see ships return immediately. We need to finalize the protocols with the states and territories, and then the cruise lines need to gear themselves back up and get those ships back to Australia," he said. "It's more than likely it's still going to be the middle of the year until we see the first ships return." The Sea Princess cruise ship in Hobart in March 2020. Tasmanian Small Business Minister Madeleine Ogilvie said the government would talk to all relevant stakeholders before settling on a final date. Shop owner Frances Pep-Era said a time frame would be helpful so she could order enough stock and ensure she was prepared for high numbers of tourists. "I also would like to know the dates so we can start pre-ordering because we have 60 artists in here," she said. "It doesn't happen overnight." Hobart retailer Frances Pep-Era says retailers need time to get orders in. Before the pandemic, cruise tourism contributed $100 million a year to the Tasmanian economy and supported around 400 jobs. The cruise ship industry was rocked after 28 people and more than 700 cases of coronavirus were linked to the Ruby Princess, after thousands of passengers were allowed to disembark the vessel in Sydney in March 2020. Soon after, around 3,000 cruise ship passengers and staff were barred from disembarking from a cruise ship in Hobart, after the captain decided the risk of people becoming infected with coronavirus was too great, with 5 cases recorded in Tasmania at the time.